For a number of years, food banks have been in existence in the city, and when the pandemic hit, a steering group was formed and asked to come together to try and offer a uniformed approach across the city. The main objective at the beginning was to make sure that during the pandemic nobody went without. Going forward, the main objective is about ensuring that we tackle the root cause of poverty.
For too long, food has been used to treat the symptoms, and it's never really got to the bottom of the cause of why people are experiencing food insecurity. And I think what Food for Thought offers is that holistic approach to, okay, food is a vehicle for engagement, but ultimately it's about supporting people, so it's a hand up and not a hand out.
Under Food for Thought, we've come up with 4 themes which we want to categorise everything under. The emergency response, when people are in that real crisis, chaos, and responding to that. The support side, which is that longer term, getting towards the deep root cause of people's deprivation. There's the community aspect, where in the local communities lots of activities go on around food. And then the 4th one is all around initiatives. What can we do that's different and creative, whether it's the use of allotments, whether it's around healthy eating, recipes. What can we do to assist people to be able to use the food to the best they can?
Initially, what excited me about the project was, this was an emergency response at the beginning. It wasn't the bigger thing of the Alliance and what it's turned into, which is incredibly exciting. But I think it was just, this was a way we could respond.
Currently we are at Pakistani Community Centre, where we are running our own food bank here. We serve around 80 to 100 people throughout our own community. We generally target the Normanton and Arboretum wards. We provided that halal meat element to our food bank. That's what our differentiation is from most other food banks throughout the city. The Derby Food for Thought, they've helped us massively throughout the whole process. They've actually provided us with transport so we can get our goods to our users. They've provided us liaise with the council and just been that middleman and helped us throughout the whole process, really.
Part of the club's response is the coaching staff and the players donated financially, and what that enabled us to do would be work with the Food Alliance to respond to things that didn't normally get donated. We had a couple of young players, and I mean young players from the academy, run, I can't even remember, the miles to raise money to then go and buy food. Externally, we became the main food collection point, again using the locality. It's dead easy access to the club. Initially we were using one of the marquees, and then latterly we've been using the main reception. It's been fantastic, and I genuinely mean that. I think there's that real feel-good factor of we're in this together, that separation, but clearly that community feel. And the response from the community has been amazing. We've had some individuals that almost come every week, and it was almost nice to see, almost like an old friend, and you could see the impact it was having on them, being able to be kind and be supportive and have an impact themselves.
In the past, I've been involved in churches with food banks across the city, and got in the conversation around when they were looking for a space for the central storage unit last March 2020, and knew we had this space here, so we repurposed this space and some other rooms around the building as well. We started off with about half a dozen volunteers from here. There's about 80 volunteers now, and that's sort of grown. We started off with 5 food banks, and now that's grown to 13 regular food banks and other organisations across the city as well.
So for me, the Food for Thought is just a classic example of the strength of our community and voluntary sector in the city. This city would not have been supported in the way it had it not been for the strengths within the sector. And I, for one, I'm very proud of what the city's done in responding to the COVID challenge.
It's been incredible working with so many volunteers. I've been blown away literally by the amount of people who volunteer to keep this going. It can be incredibly busy. If you think of it in terms that since we've opened, we've had nearly 250,000 items coming in and going out again. So if we have, on any day, we can have 5 big orders to put together. So it is busy.
One of our exciting plans is we're looking to move away from the traditional sense of food banks and move towards a model of community shops, which give people a more sense of dignity, it gives them more choice, and also it enables them to do something normal, which we all see in terms of shopping, whilst also accessing that support to address the root cause of their need. Food for Thought has just accelerated amazingly quickly, and we're just excited to see that actually as a city we can respond, to those long-term deeper needs that people are facing.